Why I quit modeling after realization. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Marco Delia and today I want to tell you a bit of my story of what happened to my modeling career. By realization, of course, I do not mean enlightenment. I do not mean being the Indian guru that you've been searching for. I'd love and one day I hope to have the possibility for inner liberation, but I got a lot of changing and my little realizations during my inner path. If you don't know me, my name is Marco Delia and I was the former Mr. World Italy, working full-time as a model, then started to document all my journey on social media and my growth towards the best version of myself. I was so focused on personal development until one point I got to inner growth, and then this whole thing started and something happened to my modeling career, which is something that I want to talk about in this video. Consider subscribing to the channel before starting, and also if you want to follow me on Instagram, I really appreciate it. The link is down in the description. When I was 19 years old, what happened is I had no idea what to do with my life. I started foreign languages and communication sciences, and I was a swimmer. I was swimming for the entire week every single day, and on Sunday I always had the race, like a competition. And after finishing school, I found myself with nothing. I had a motorbike and I sold it because I wanted to buy myself a car. So I found myself without a motorbike. I had a girlfriend and we broke up after school. I had schoolmates, like classmates, and of course finishing school I didn't see them. I also quit swimming in the same period. My family was struggling with money, and also my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. So everything happened at the same time. I found myself really struggling within myself, and by being a swimmer, like an athlete, I never indulged in smoking, drinking, or even just going out at a bar. And in that period, I went for the first time in a bar in the hometown where I live in Italy, and for a few months I was really into a bad environment with bad people that just did nothing, just went and do things. I didn't drink anyway because I didn't like it, but I was very kind of depressed. I didn't know what to do with my life. I just went day by day, just went on, and even coming back at home late in the morning and going out at night every night, until at a certain point in my life I had this day when I was very tired of this. I woke up one day and I said, you know what, I just want to do something with my life. I went to the library store and bought my first self-development book, which is Rich Dad Poor Dad, which was about financial freedom. Of course, I decided, you know what, I want to contribute to my family. I want to do something with my life, and I want to do something in general. I don't want to waste this time. I also found myself another girlfriend, which I broke up with, and that combined with the self-development burn desire that I had inside was a real wake-up call for change, for growth. I found myself really went into hustler mode towards the best version of myself. In that period, I was waking up super early, trying so many routines, doing many things, until one day I manifested one girl that told me, Marco, but you are good looking, you are tall, why don't you try modeling, because you need money right now? And I said, you know what, let's try. I never thought about that, so I wanted to try, and I did my first collaborations as a model. I did my first runway, I did my first photos, and after a while, after I took some photos, they called me for the next photos because I posted them on Instagram, and then they called me for the next collaboration, and so on. And the more I went on, the more some photographers called me for some photos. The more I built up my portfolio, the more possibility I had with agencies to find jobs. And then I started modeling for some time, until one point Mr. Italy, Mr. Italia, the organization, called me for a beauty pageant, and I said, you know what, let's try it just for entertainment. It went pretty well. I went the second place for Mr. Cinema, and that brought me to Miami because I was an English speaker as well, and the guy that won wasn't an English speaker. So I went to Miami for Mr. Model International. It was very cool. I met so many good friends. They helped me so much also for modeling connections. internationally. It was a great experience, and I won the second place there as well. When I came back, media was talking about me. I went to different media here in Italy and also to TV. And after 1 year, at the same time, I was also going to university. I got a degree, and I was called for Mr. World as Mr. World Italy. I went in Manila to the Philippines to get there. It was amazing, such a great experience, 100 guys. It's not actually modeling, it's more for fun, but that brought me a lot of attention, and people started asking me on social media, how did I got into modeling? How did I get those air? How do I take care of myself? So I started documenting all my progress on social media. And that is what happened. So I was building up this character. I wanted to do acting. I wanted to do singing. I went and started studying acting. I went and started many things. I went to the gym, taking care of myself, building this world, and then COVID hit. During the pandemic, I went fully on social media and on personal development. And you know that after a while, if you get into personal development, you have no choice, if you're really genuine into developing towards the best version of yourself, to get to the inner growth path, spirituality. Because when you want to get more, improve. After a while, you don't find answers out there. You need to start looking inward. And that's where your spiritual world path starts. I started looking inward so much, and I noticed that I actually was a bit more already conscious because of years spent swimming, being most of the time on my own, growing up with just girls in my classroom. So I was also this kind of alone person. I'm always alone here in my bedroom. And I started with the Wim Hof method, the breathing exercises, the cold showers. Then I discovered Sadhguru. I discovered yoga, Kriya Yoga, Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. I started doing sadhana every single day. Then I went and go for Hatha Yoga. Then I discovered Joe Dispenza. Then I discovered Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. So many things happened. And after the pandemic finished, I was almost this kind of monk mode all the time in my bedroom, searching for answers within myself. And I found myself, now, what should I do? Should I start again that path? No, I completely destroyed all my previous self. I completely destroyed all the superficial Marco that I built during the years. I went into a very depressing state after pandemic, not because of the pandemic itself, but because I had to rebuild myself completely. I found myself that most of my goals, like acting and everything, was just trauma that I had to heal. All that introspection and meditation made me realize that all those things were just seeking for love, seeking for success, seeking for approval from somebody out there. My family wanted to make my family happy. And so I said, who am I? What am I doing? What do I want to do with this life? I had to take the idea of Marco, destroy it, and rebuild it consciously, which was a whole different world. And I'm still building it. What I did after that, I decided to leave that superficial world, which I found at the moment superficial, for a while, just go monk mode, which I'm kind of still on that path here in my bedroom, and I'm fully on with my investment towards myself and my growth. And the only thing that I do is just creating content online. Nothing worked until one point I had this kind of realization that why should I be afraid of being a model? Why should I be afraid of talking about beauty care or superficial bodily? Why should I be afraid of? Monks do that. Many people do that in the spiritual world. They find these things like bad in a sort of way. But shouldn't I be free from these thoughts? If I really want to become spiritually conscious, I need to do what's necessary joyfully. So in that moment, I had the realization of the difference between life and life situation. Life is who you are. It's consciousness. It's one and nothing. It's your deep, profound sense of yourself. Life situation is the accumulations that you get. Your job, your context, your life, your karma, your story, your future, place you live, everything that is context, the material form world. And once I had this kind of realization, I noticed, okay, the life situation, my body, my mind is just a tool through which my consciousness, my true self operates. So if I'm really aware and if I'm really alert and conscious, I can see this as a play. I can play with this, I can use this, play this game called life, earn these points called money, and do whatever I want, talk about whatever I want, and do modeling if I want to. If I not do get identified with it, that's the problem. If I do not get entangled with my ego with it, and that's how it all changed. I started focusing on what I'm good at, what people look me out for in this society, which is Mr. World, which is my beauty, which is my path that I took consciously now. I used it to rebuild my own character also in the digital world because I need money. I want success, not in a way that I wanted before, but I want to serve people. I want to experience life, and if this stepping stone, this tool is necessary, I do what's necessary joyfully. But since I want to also make people experience this bit of freedom from their thoughts, freedom from their mind, freedom from this depression, from this anxiety, from these accumulations from their life situation, because I see so much sadness around me, not like taking life so seriously instead of seeing it like a play, like a dance. There's no peace, there's no joy, there's no love, there's no freedom. I won't contribute. So I'm trying to slowly shift from what people ask me for, beauty, self-care, modeling, which I still do because I need money and people ask for it, into more of what do I really want to contribute to in this world. The sooner I start, the better it is. Even if I'm still young, I still have to grow a lot, but I want to do something that's really meaningful for me as well. So that's it, guys. So actually in reality, I still do modeling, I still do everything, but it's a completely different world from before. It's a different Marco, it's a different level of consciousness, different goals, everything's different, same action, but it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And that's the moral of this video. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this. Thanks all guys if you watched until this point. I'm slowly starting to rebuild my social media as well in a different way. Let me know what do you think about these stories and concepts. Follow me on Instagram if you want to check me out there as well. Subscribe and I'll see you in the next videos. Thank you guys. Bye.